Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Before we get into it, look, my duvet's back on the bed for the first time since the winter. I love autumn. I can't wait for the clocks to go back. I can't wait for an excuse to put my Christmas decks up. I'm really feeling Christmassy. I love the winter. I've had enough of the heat, man. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that? Yes. Breaking news, Kyle Chandler, it looks like, according to The Hollywood Reporter and Boris Kitt, very reliable sources, that Kyle Chandler has been cast as Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern adapted Max TV series, Lanterns. So first of all, you're saying, who the hell is Kyle Chandler? Kyle Chandler is a very reliable journeyman actor. He's been around for ages. He's about 60 years old. 60, Mick? That's way too old. Well, that's what James Gunn wants. It was never going to be an A-lister. Now, Kyle Chandler is famous for a great television series. I don't know if you remember it. When I was a kid, when I was growing up, there was this brilliant show, a bit quantum leapy, where he used to get tomorrow's paper today, and he'd have to solve the problem that was going to happen the next day. So very quantum leap, putting right what was going to go wrong. So Kyle is a really good actor. I shook him by the hand many years ago and told him how great I think he was. Such a gentleman, such a gentleman. I like Kyle. He would do a great job as a 60-year-old Hal Jordan. It was never going to be an A-lister because it's a streaming show, right? Now, I think a better scenario would have been Ryan Reynolds. He's 47 years old. I asked Alexa this morning, so that's for sure. Ryan is 47 years old. He would have been a great older Hal Jordan. He's already played Hal Jordan. He was one of the things that was great in the Green Lantern movie. Now, I don't think the Green Lantern movie is all bad. I don't know if Ryan would have done it, but he's basically an A-lister. They're not going to pay an A-lister for a streaming show. They've got budgets, right? And I'll tell you something else. I bet you everything I own, everything I have, that Hal Jordan doesn't make it out of that series, right? Because if Hal Jordan was going to be a big deal, they would have cast someone else. Or would they? Look who is casting Superman. Cheap, reliable actors. Kyle Chandler is a cheap, reliable actor. We're not really getting big names here, are we? This is not sensationalism, right? There's clearly not a lot of budget at DC Studios. There's certainly not a lot of money at WB. They're on the verge of bankruptcy. They're fighting to stay alive. And if I can just give you an update on the ratings of Penguin, over 5 million globally have watched the premiere episode, the fantastic premiere episode of Penguin, about 3.5 in the US, but on across the pond on different platforms. So that's amazing. And I'm not surprised about that. Once this industry understands that we're in charge, that they're running a consumer-based industry, once they give us quality like Penguin, they will get the positive consequences. If they give us crap like that Agatha rubbish over on Disney Plus for Marvel Studios, no one's turning up for that, only to create some mockery. So DC wins. DC wins, everyone. And I'm here for it. I mean, it's not much of a competition, so hopefully that can continue. But just to clarify, James Gunn had nothing to do with Penguin. Peter Safran had nothing to do with Penguin or Joker. So them taking credit for that stuff is a little wrong. James talking about, DC Studios being all about quality. I hope so, James. So far, so good. Anyway, so let me be clear about the Green Lantern situation, right? I don't agree with Lanterns, Green Lantern being taken down to streaming, to prop up a struggling streaming service. Said it before. We should have Green Lantern core movies. It's Star Wars in the DC universe. It's a universe within a DC universe. This is an insane decision, but he's told by his bosses that a certain amount of DC product and content must be on streaming. So Gunn decided, in his wisdom, using the terms loosely, that Green Lantern would be a streaming show called Lanterns, right? Because he's all about the grade Z characters. But this is the problem with Gunn. He doesn't like grade A characters. So this is my prediction. I expect, with all certainty, that Hal Jordan will be killed off in lanterns. There's no question about that. Let me know in the comments below. Are you happy with a 60-year-old Hal Jordan? I know many Green Lantern Corps fans are very unhappy with this situation, and I couldn't agree more.